Hey guys, in this video we're going to look at some things that an MRP system can do for your production department. Now you may think this is obvious because MRP systems are very largely about production and purchasing in your supply chain. But look, here's I guess maybe 5 things that an MRP system will specifically do for the production guys. Firstly, let's talk about planned production. Now I'm sure you don't think that any of your production is unplanned, hopefully not. But with an MRP system in place, production can be really well planned. What do I mean by well planned? I mean, well, balancing demand and supply, so having the things you need when you need them, making sensible batch sizes of whatever it is that you're making it at the right time, so your resource is used well, controlling things like setup times and things like that, making sure you have the materials around you when you need them, and actually just kind of smoothing out that whole production process. So look, the utopia is getting away from the peaks and troughs and having kind of production smoothing in place, so that there's a consistent amount of work required every day, and that can be done smoothly. Number 2 then, following on from that, works order control. So a good ERP, MRP system, well implemented in your business, is going to give you great control over all the jobs and things that are going through. You'll have good visibility as to who's doing what, how much is outstanding to be done, which operations are coming next, and what capacity you have around you that's spare and things, plus any bottlenecks or anything that's going wrong. It gives you really good visibility. On top of that, all the kind of key information about what you're building and how you're building it should be there on that works order, whether that's a paper-based or electronic-based system. Number 3, we'll talk about shop floor data collection. So this is, in some systems, you have the ability to record what you're doing live on the shop floor. What do I mean by that? Well, imagine an operator walks up to a terminal, or even better, they walk up to a tablet. They can scan a little card or something to say it's them, and then they scan the works order number to say they're starting a particular job. That triggers a stopwatch in the system, effectively calculating the amount of time that operator spends on that job, and hence cost. It also allows the production management team to see who's working on what at any point in time, and will allow things like recording of scrap and number of good parts and things like that. Number 4, and following on from shop floor data collection, because they kind of closely link here, document attachments. So this is kind of work instructions, health and safety data sheets, maybe even videos showing how something should come together to the operator. If you imagine they've got a tablet or they're at a terminal and they're saying, I'm doing this job, well, here's all the attached information that you need to know, and that's electronically stored so the operator can see exactly what they're doing. That also feeds into my number 5 today, which is mistake proofing on the shop floor. And so by mistake proofing, well, let's give you an example, I suppose. If I'm taking a particular job, I'm going to start a job and it needs a tool to make that particular part. Well, without this in place, I could use the wrong tool, or maybe I use a tool that's out of calibration or something. I do an hour's work and then we have to scrap off what I've done. Not so good. Imagine the system where you've got your shop floor data collection out in the production department. I scan the works order, it immediately says, well, you'll have to use one of these kind of presses to do that. What press are you using? Maybe I scan that barcode and it says, well, actually that one's damaged and you shouldn't be using that one at the moment. And so I'm going to use the right tool in the right place, and mistake proofing is baked in. So look, just 5 things. There's an awful lot more that an MRP or ERP type system will do in your production department. Why don't you come to one of our info exchanges and have a look?
To learn more, visit our website or book to attend one of our free educational events. You'll even receive a free paperback copy of our book, How to Implement a Manufacturing System, just for attending.